everyone, this is Dr. Ceevee. Today I'm going to talk to you about 4 different things that every woman, especially those women who are on a career break, can do for themselves in order to become empowered. Are you ready for that? But before that, let me also talk to you about the non-profit Prayana Labs, which I run, and how we help women there. Let's get started. For the past 6 years, I've been running nonprofit Prayana Labs, which actually works towards helping women empower themselves with skill sets and career skills, especially. We run a program called Come Back to Career Mission or Campus to Career Mission, which we call it as C2C mission. The C2C mission has been running at Prayana Labs since 2017, and every year we have touch based hundreds and thousands of women through this initiative. We have helped these women obtain skill sets, get empowered with the help of mentoring. Certified mentors are trained and certified on a regular basis. We have a lot of activities. Every month we have master classes. We have so many events happening. Plus we also have a job portal, exclusive job portal, and a recommendation engine, which actually helps women to those certified Prayana fellows to get an exclusive highlighted profile and reach out to employers that way. So all this work happened because I would say I identified this need among women who are probably stuck in various scenarios and contexts despite having the potentials and capabilities in them. This is not a new thing. This is, in India, I'm coming from India, but of course I deal with a lot of women across the globe. I've discussed this same concept with women across different countries, and I find that this is a common thing in many countries, that women generally, due to gender stereotypical expectations as well as the conditioning that they are nurtured right from their childhood, end up becoming what I would say not able to realize their full potentials. I would say they end up becoming underutilized or unutilized talent resource of any country. Now, how do we overcome this? For this, I think in every woman's life, there is a transition that happens when she grows up as a little girl. She gets become a young adult, she gets married, she has children, and in each phase, she undergoes a lot of changes in her perspectives and priorities. These changes in priorities actually determines her further focus in life. So, how do we help such women? Of course, in Prayana, we have a structured curriculum, we have a scientific methodology. Unlike all the so-called motivational gurus bullshits that you hear or see in videos, please understand that the Prayana curriculum has been built with solid academic as well as scientific methodologies. And that is something which probably is chargeable in several thousands of dollars if it was supposedly sold to a corporate. But we are doing this on a non-profit. Probably in the whole world, this is the cheapest and efficient and most scientific leadership development program and career development program that you will find. Now, let me quickly give you, for this video, I'm not giving you the exact full curriculum or things that we do in Prayana, but I would want to help you understand 4 different things that every career break woman can do in order to get into I would say a better position, an empowered position. If you want to become an empowered woman, listen to me very carefully. There are 4 different steps that you have to do. Step number 1 is understanding self, understanding yourself. Now, you may think that I know everything about myself. Come on, I know everything. Who is she to tell me, or who is this mentor to tell me? What is the requirement for understanding self? I know that I want a job. Give me a job. This is what many women actually who come to us talk initially. But you know what? Before we actually go into seeking a job or getting a job, it's important you know about yourself. And where it starts is understanding your mind, your psychology, your values, your preferences, your capabilities, your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, your threats. A lot of things actually goes into what you as a person is currently or what you want to become in the future. So understanding yourself better is very important. And here is where I would say there are a lot of scientific and psychological tools and methodologies, which actually, as I said, in our Prayana's curriculum we use, and it is available for you to learn and use it, So that's what our mentors actually help you to do. So the first step, as I said, is to learn more about yourself. Before even trying to get for a job, please, for heaven's sake, my dear sisters, please understand yourself. Please understand what you are comprised of, what your value systems are, what your preferences are, what your capabilities are. And I'll tell you one thing from my experience of dealing and working with so many women. Unfortunately, due to various years of bad conditioning, women tend to underestimate themselves 200% than an ordinary man, or even an extraordinary man for that matter. So it's basically women, we underestimate our capability. And we forget about what is our strengths. We focus more on the negative side of ours. And you know what happens because of that? If you start focusing on the negative side, you end up only focusing on that, and you put a mud on yourself every single day, and you understand that you're not able to come out of it. And with that kind of a low self-esteem and underestimating, I'm telling you, it's very difficult to get a job. So the first step is understanding yourself. Okay, now what's the second step? This is where I would say the concept of women empowerment actually comes into place. Now, when you actually start understanding yourself, you will also start understanding whether your current relationship, now let me underline, relationship includes your immediate circle of people. It could be your spouse, it could be your children, it could be your in-laws, it could be your friends and family circle, and any kind of current circle, I would say, is conducive for you to grow, or are they pulling you behind? Now, this is something which you have to really understand. Now, it's really sad when you notice that many women in our country or in any part of the world do not even know or understand what is an abusive relationship, or what is a toxic relationship, or how others influence our mindset and our relationships, our capabilities. Imagine if you have a spouse, or even a set of people around you who always says that you are good for nothing, you are useless, you cannot even think like this, what the hell have you done, or all kinds of negative statements. If you listen on a daily basis, on a continuous basis, imagine how it can affect your psyche. Now, this is what I would say you have to understand. And the irony of this is that though you are listening to this on a daily basis, you actually think that is what you are. That is number one. And number two, you actually do not even know that you are in a wrong relationship. You are surrounded by toxic relationship, or you are a victim of abuse. You try to continue in the same relationship because you don't have any other option. So it's like a vicious cycle. It's like a cycle where first you are in a bad relationship, because of which you are not able to focus on your career or your financial independence. And then because you are still in a financially dependent on this relationship, you continue the cycle forever and forever. It goes on like this. You're not able to come out of it. So you have to take a conscious decision to break that cycle. Yeah, I always tell people who come asking for jobs, unless your mind is free out of all these dramas and bullshits that happened around you, sorry for my words, but yeah, that's what I'm telling you. All these dramas, if you are not able to come out of that, you cannot focus on your work. You cannot focus on your capabilities. You cannot focus on your good things. Come on. So you have to actually, firstly, get rid of such negative environment around you. Now, I know this is very difficult, maybe initially, when you cannot come out of that. You cannot throw away your husband or your children or your in-laws just one fine day. It doesn't happen like that. So how it happens is, the first thing is to bring in a new circle of positivity around you. A set of people who actually can help you to understand, or I would say, who actually negates this negative environment around you. So that is very important. So you need to have your own circle of positivity around you. So this is point number 2. Understanding, creating an awareness whether your relationship and your inner circle is conducive enough for you to grow and reach where you want to. Very simple as that. And I'll tell you from my experience, it's very, very rare to have such a circle. And if you already have such a circle, I would say you are so privileged. Make use of it. Don't be idle in that case. Okay, now that's the second point. The third point is always about the age and the regret. You know what? Even I used to have a lot of regret. I sometimes regret my life where I have spent it in a in a not so good manner. According to me, right now, the way I am living now, I am so happy that I'm able to, I really got out of all that dramas from my life, and I'm able to take my own decisions, and I'm able to run my own companies, or, I mean, I would say I'm a very free soul at this point of my life. But it was not like that a few years ago, or even a couple of years ago, I would say. So it's basically, you need to get out of this regret mode. I used to have, and I sometimes even now talk about the regrets that I have. But I think we need to heal ourselves to come out of that regret mode of thinking. Start healing yourself, and again, it's a long process. It takes time for you to actually come out of this this feeling of regret, that, oh my god, I missed my 10 years of my career, I missed my 15 years of career, I spent my whole life for you people, and you people are not interested in anything that I do. It's like I've heard many mothers to talk to their children, telling that, I have sacrificed my life for you, now you have to take care of me. In fact, the recent movie which I watched in what is that, Rocky or Rani Ki Prem Katha, that's a very interesting movie. There, actually, the son is actually, I mean, Jaya Bachchan, the characters, she actually manipulates her son to believe that, my life entirely I have devoted for you, and or rather I have sacrificed my life for you, so you owe this to me. So it's basically a toxic relationship that they have portrayed very well in that movie. So there are mothers, I'm not saying all mothers are like that, but still, there are mothers, which may include even you. You may be talking to your children this dialogue, I have sacrificed so much for you, now you have to do this for me. I would say that's very, very wrong. It's manipulative. Please don't do that. Why do you want to sacrifice your life? Or why do you even regret that you did that previously? Just keep aside your regrets and move forward. Think about what you can do next. Take control of your own life. Decide that this is what I want to do and I'm going to do. Okay, whatever comes. And I'll tell you, whatever comes, it is going to be challenging. You will not probably make money as you thought initially, but that challenges you have to overcome. You have to continue it. You have to continue persisting on it. So basically, the third point is that you have to keep your eyes and focus towards the forward and not the backward. Backward is fine. You need to know that where you came from. Of course, you may be 50 now or in your 40s now. You know that you did all the mistakes in the past. Now take it as a learning and move forward. Why do you want to keep thinking about the past and thinking that, okay, that I did that, that he spoiled my life or she spoiled my life, and because of those in-laws I couldn't do anything, because my parents did not do it. I mean, come on, we are all adults. Take charge of our life. Go ahead. Just dust off your past and move ahead. There's a lot of things that you can do when you move ahead. Right? So this is the third point. And you know what is the last point? The fourth point? I mean, I can talk about this for hours together. Hundreds of points are there, but at least for this video, I'll keep it as 4 points. And the fourth point is continuous learning. You have to spend time on your self-development and your learning. What new thing are you learning in a day? Do you spend at least 15 minutes, or if not 1 hour, for reading and upskilling yourself in whatever field you are? Can you do that? Now people will say, oh my god, I don't have time, I have 2 small children, I have 3 small kids, and they have this thing, their school, their education, my husband comes late at night only, so I am so tight. Hello, I've also gone through all that. Okay, at that time I used to sit and study. I used to wake up at 5 a.m. I used to sit and do my research and thesis, and that's why I'm a PhD, I'm a postdoc right now. And I am, running multiple businesses. For your information, for those who do not know, I run 4 companies at this point, about to launch 2 other companies. Okay, so I don't believe in that. Don't give me that answer that you don't have time for studies. You have time. Every single person in this world has 24 hours. How come Kamala Harris, who is the Vice President of America, she also has 24 hours? Or look at Narendra Modi ji, our own Prime Minister. He also has 24 hours. Okay, I do agree he has a lot of, other helping people around. But still, there are things that each of us are given at the same quantity. But how you utilize that depends on how effective you are. How you are able to manage and prioritize your things. Right? So, are you able to prioritize your life? And Are you able to assert your needs and your requirements to your immediate family circle and make them understand that, see, this is what I want to do. Please don't disturb me for the next 1 hour. Your children or your husband or your whosoever, if they want water, let them go to the kitchen and drink. You need not go and give it to them. Come on, stop doing this small things which an average adult or even a child who is able to do for themselves can do. Please, this is the extra bonus tip for you. I said 4 tips, but this is an extra bonus tip. Please do not, for heaven's sake, pamper your children or your people inside your family by giving and doing jobs of servitude to them. If they want to get pampered with you doing all their jobs, it may be nice for some time. They may probably say, oh thank you. Many people do not even say that, but that's different. At least if they are doing that, or probably once in a year when Mother's Day comes, they give you a gift or take you out for a dinner, perfectly fine. All that is good, but please, for heaven's sake, don't make them dependent on you. They have 2 legs, they have 2 hands, they have eyes, they have ears, they have everything. Please make them do their own chores. Their cleaning, their washing, their dishwashing, their whatever, if they go to the toilet also, please don't wash for them. They know to do that. Don't underestimate them. Treat them as adults, even if it is a child of, let's say, 5 to 10 years old. It's perfectly fine. You treat them as adults, they will take responsibility of their life. Okay? Help them do kitchen works, help them do all kinds of household chores. And as I said, love is not something that you display by doing these kinds of acts of service. It is for some people, definitely it is. I'm not saying that you have to do certain acts of service for your own people, but it shouldn't be taken for granted. It is not that, it should be a give and take. It should be among all people in equal directions. It is not that from one direction, one person is doing all the service and the others will sit and watch the movie. If you are doing that, I would only blame you, the woman. Why are you still doing that? Think about that. Start prioritizing yourself. Start working on things that you as a human being, you as a woman, you have a lot of potentials. You have the brain, you have the creativity, you have the capability. Why don't you just develop it and use it for the betterment of the world? Right? So will you do that? That's all for today. I really wanted to talk to you all in this about these topics. There's a lot of tips in future also. I will come up with these kinds of videos, and I hope you enjoy this. Yeah, that's it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. This is Dr. Ceevee.